Hey there, everybody. This is Lavender Card Tarot with your awaited video with Miss Zelda Fitzgerald. She's asking that this reading be done in the dappled sunlight of the morning. She said both light and dark. Her life was light and shadow. For her first card, she wanted redemption. She said she was married for a while to a famous writer. She called him Scott. She said he always believed that he was immortal, that he could be immortal through his writings. She said what tragic writings they were. She said there were times she felt like an ignorant child. She was trying desperately to have her own voice being heard. Right now, as she's speaking to me, it's almost like a melody. It's almost like a song. And again, I know nothing about her. This is what is just coming through the cards. She said in her youth it was full of rebellion. She had a rebellious spirit. She wanted to show the world who she was through her writings, her laughter. But as she got married, it was war, it was strife. She said lots of alcohol, big parties. She said life always felt like it was a performance, as though she were almost forced into the spotlight by this unknown pulling. Like there was something pulling her into this spotlight. And she felt as though she didn't know how to stop it. It was movement, it was light, it was shadow, it was glimmer, it was glitzy. She said lots of confusion during those times. She said there were bouts of laziness. She said she enjoyed times that were simple. She did want a simple life, but the glitz and the glamour, I'm getting the word dance and simple from her dancing. I don't know anything about dancing. I'm going to keep shuffling because I'm not for sure where she's going with dancing. She said she danced after a scandal. There was a scandal in her life. She said, I was responsible. She was responsible for a scandal in her marriage to her husband. She said she fell in love. She said the man was spiritual. He was wise. He was wise beyond his years. She said he spent time speaking with her gently, laughing, chatting. I'm sorry. She said, please call me Zelda. Please be simple. She's saying the words are escaping me. She said the words are escaping me like wisps on the wind. The words are coming in like tidal waves, but are flowing away like wisps of the wind. She said she loved him greatly. He was self-made. He was intelligent. He was giving to her. I'm getting the word fight, argument. She's talking almost in a whisper, a very fast whisper. She said there was a challenge. Her husband challenged this man that she was talking to. She said that her husband was a hypocrite because he too fancied other ladies. She said there was a young lady that her husband had fancied at one point in time. I still get the word dance from her that's coming in very loud and very clear. She danced because all she saw was lust around her at these grand parties, these situations, these times in her life that she felt like she was out of control, she was confused. She was trying to find herself in all the glitz and all the glamour. She was unsure of how to become herself. So she said she started dancing. She said ballet. She adored the art of ballet. She believed that if she could dance, it would transform her life. She could be something completely new, completely different. She felt like it would be a metamorphosis. That's the word I'm getting from her, a metamorphosis. The old version of her would pass away, disintegrate. I'm getting a big burning feeling right now. She's coming in very strong right now, saying something about she needed a change. And she wanted the change to be through dancing. Performance, also performance. She said hours and hours were dedicated. She said she felt like sometimes she was just fake. She didn't mean to be fake to people. And she said if she came across like that, it was never intentional. It wasn't like she went out to be purposely fake or trying to deceive anyone. She was just looking for the calm in the storm. I get a feeling that she's saying something about a locked room. And again, I don't know what this is because I know nothing about her other than she's the wife of Scott Fitzgerald. I know nothing about this woman. She seems so innocent and kind, like whispers on the wind. She says a locked room. She said everything was misrepresented. There were people that were watching her with this man, the man that we referenced earlier, and that there were rumors going on. And she did feel love for him. that there was a grand argument between her and her husband. I'm feeling fighting, yelling, screaming, possibly things being thrown. I don't know. I don't feel the physical objects being thrown, but it is a possibility. She was in a locked room. She said she felt like all of her efforts in this were fruitless, pointless. She said she wanted a divorce. She said it's not because she didn't love her husband. She did. I feel a great love coming through for her husband. She said she defended him in many avenues and in many conversations. If somebody would say something, she would jump to his defense. She defended him fiercely. But back to the locked room, she said there was an argument, a situation concerning the other man, and it was very explosive, incredibly explosive, insults being hurled back and forth. She was trying to understand what was wrong with wanting a divorce and wanting to be happy. She said there was a lot of confusion at this time. She said she doesn't want to talk about that anymore. It's too painful. I understand. She said, please call me Zelda. Yes, Zelda, I understand. Yes, ma'am. She said she just wants to forget all the unpleasantness right now. She wants to go back to dancing. She said some things are too painful to think about. And she said during her time of dancing was when she felt the most free. She believed that if she could just get on that stage, everything would start coming together for herself. She had a lot of struggles during this point in time. She's saying struggles. She wanted to bloom from, it's like a rose blooming. I get that word from her is roses. She said she wanted to plant herself into the ground and to flourish. She wanted to atone for past transgressions. She also said she wanted to atone for her lost marriage, but she didn't know. She didn't know how to fix it. She's coming through very loud and clear that she did love her family. She wanted more children. She loved her daughter. But she said something in her became not right. She said there was a lot of violence, a lot of yelling back and forth between her and her husband when all she wanted was peace. She desired peace and to be able to flourish. She said she was tired for a long time. She's saying France, maybe Europe, France or Europe. She's saying they traveled, and some of the most elegant times, she's saying elegant times were being able to swim, the freedom of the ocean, the sun on her skin. I'm getting images right now of the sun shining on her and her dipping her toes into the water, swimming in the water. I'm feeling that this is in France. I get cool blue water, and I feel from her absolute inner peace. She felt cool and free at this point in time. This was the time where she felt that the marriage could actually be saved. She said she was completely loyal at this point in time to her marriage, to her family, and that she was still beating herself up over transgressions. But she believed if she could just swim or dance or read or write, I'm getting a big writing vibe. I'm feeling that she said diaries. She kept diaries on and off. I'm not sure where we're going with diaries. She's writing something. She's writing something down, or she was writing many things down. I'm sorry, Zelda, I'm not understanding where you're going with the diary. Let's ask the cards. I apologize. She said there was the situation of someone else being prideful. I'm going to have to explore that. I don't understand that. Someone being prideful. She said someone taking her words. Someone took her words. I'm sorry. Someone took her words, used them. So I'm guessing what she's trying to say is someone had read her diary, her journal, and was taking her words. She said she felt enslaved by her words. She was like bonded to these journals, this series of stories, these reflections. I'm getting the word husband again. The husband had something to do with the diaries, the journals, the reflections, the words that she was placing on the paper. Again, she's saying go back to pride. Pride. Okay, now she's saying her husband took these words as his own. She said sadness that made her incredibly sad. I'm feeling the depths of despair. Because her words, she wanted to own her own stories, her own writings. I'm feeling like a very possessive vibe with these words. She did not want to share her stories, her life experiences with her husband. She didn't want to be a she didn't just want to be a character, is what she's saying. A character. I don't know what that means. We'll explore a little bit more. She said it was very destructive. She said every time she would say something or write something or even walk into a room, it was like he was always watching. Almost like a vulture circling its prey, vulture circling in the sky, ready to glide down and to feast upon someone or something that is dying. That's the image I'm getting, is he was constantly watching her. It was almost like he was devouring her soul. I'm not saying any of this is factual. I'm just saying what she's giving me right now. Again, the caveat is I know nothing about her other than she is a very delicate presence. She's very sweet. She's very wispy, almost like the image of a fairy with wings, like a dancing fairy dancing from flower to flower. That's the feeling I get from her, just a very delicate human being. So I'm sorry, back to what I was saying. The husband made her into characters in his writings. She said at first it was okay, and then later on she was greatly upset. She said she felt purified. Purified when, hold on, she said something, there's burning again. The word burning. She said she took some articles and burned them. She said it was like a purification rite of passage, a non-religious purification, a rite of passage. She burned items. She said something a ballerina would wear, a ballerina outfit, ballet shoes. I'm getting the vision of a ballerina. And the ballerina is taking off the costume, taking off the shoes, taking off the ornaments, bracelets, necklaces, hair ribbon. I get a hair ribbon feeling that she's removing these items and placing them in a great fire. Not like a bonfire, but something smaller, like maybe a stove. And she said she felt purified afterwards. She said she didn't want to be remembered for having a big ego or being hated for arguments. She said she felt like a lot of people have misconstrued who she actually is. She's not egotistical. She was just a very simple woman writing her life. I get a feeling that she wanted to publish books, publish manuscripts. I have a feeling that she probably did. I will have to delve into that. I have a feeling that she wanted her story to be hers, and the burning of these items was her way of bridging that gap from complexity to simplicity. I feel like she just really wanted to own her own life and own her story. And that she was constantly having to fight to justify herself. But after a while, the fighting became too much. These are all feelings I'm getting from her. The fighting became too much to where she became silent. She said there was a greed for her words. There was this idea that she was never enough. She had to be more and more and more so that more material could be produced through this watching. It's almost like she was being analyzed. And she was incredibly talented. I'm getting that from her. She was very talented, very gifted woman. She was very mystical as well. She's also incredibly gracious. Her words just flow like water. I mean, it's almost sheer poetry. It's almost like reading something from Walt Whitman. I mean, she's very poetic. She's very insightful. She's asking for people to remember her, to not forget that she was so much more than, she's saying mental illness. She says illness of the mind, illness of the mind. She said she was so much more than that. She wants people to remember her. She said her life was just a desire for knowledge, for beauty. She said she started to feel those things fading, and it frightened her. She said she started to become frightened by life. People's chatter, people's laughter. That it scared her because she felt like she was slipping away. And the last thing she said to me is, please remember me. And I just wanted to tell her thank you. I will start reading more about you, Miss Zelda. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for blessing me with your energy. Thank you for sharing some of your story with us. I apologize that I don't know much of you, but I'm going to learn more about you. Thank you to my viewers who have joined me today with our conversation with Miss Zelda Fitzgerald. I love you all. Talk soon.